personality has a two different tangents. So we'll study that consumer as a self, consumer is an extended self. So here also there is a subset. Consumer is a self, consumer is an extended self, and then next is a brand. Marketers, the challenge is, on one hand they have a personality of their own brand, on the other hand it's a personality of the consumer. Now how do you do things which will match the two? So that's what this entire subject or this section is going to be. Consumer as a self. So consumer as a self means here I am, I am what I am, as they say, where everything is aligned to my own being, yani. So my self-image. So I am centered around my self-image, what I do, what I wear, what I consume, etc. They are essentially supposed to be part of my self-image, which is a natural image. We consciously and subconsciously buy products, use specific brands, etc., use a specific location to buy and all this, which is corresponding with my self-image. So that's the first aspect. So consumer is a self. So to understand this better, let's understand this quadrant. So you have to go from left to right. So first is like, I will see how I see myself. What is my belief about myself, or how I visualize myself? That is my actual self. I am, as a natural mode, I am at an actual self. Then how I would like to see myself. Then comes the question, do I find a deficiency in me? And then if yes, then what is it that I want to be looked upon for myself? It is the subject matter for the self. Yeah, I should put in something to lift my fashion quotient, etc. So that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to become an ideal self-image. So that's where I'm trying to change to a ideal self-image, because somewhere I decided, or somewhere I got a feedback that fashion quotient of my actual self is not appropriate. So I am set up what you call an ideal self-image. Come down, how others see me. Now this is with you. This is a transition within you. This is a transition with others. So first is like how others look at me. So what is that my understanding of others looking at me? So that's a social self-image. And then last comes how I want others to look at me. So here now I am trying to bring a change. So what is that ideal social image? So people should look at me as a rich. People should look at me as an achiever. People should look at me as a flamboyant, dashing. So this is where I try to exert a lot of work out there, because I want people to look at me in a particular way. It doesn't matter how people perceive me. It is like I want to put an effort for people to look at me in a particular manner. So that's what we all are today doing it through the social medias and all. But it's not limited to that. Let's study that better. So it's the expected self-image which builds the consumer. So like transition from here to here, from this quadrant to the other quadrant, ideal self-image, or it is termed here as an expected self-image. Our needs becomes wants we try to see whether there is a means to satisfy that, so it becomes a desire, and then we put a goal to fulfill our desire. So that's where the transition happens. So that's what is also interest to the marketeer. This is useful in developing a new product. So when marketeers wants the shift to happen, they naturally have to have a product solution. So that is where the new product development takes place, modification of existing, introduction for new feature, or whether you want to shift your brand positioning, etc. What is the right appeal to take this kind of an individual, etc. So all those aspects move around that ideal self-image. So that's what shift they want in an individual level among the consumers. So that's one. Self-image set in a product nature has a direct correlation in satisfying a specific kind of image. So as I told you, I am what I am. So like I will use product which meets with my self-image. So that's where the brand has to connect with me. Then comes the question of moving me to from the actual self-image to ideal self-image. So that's also another set of a marketing activity. That's where the new product, certain products which I was otherwise not using, Listerine, mouthwash, till probably in our era, till I completed college, it was not required. Now they brought in consciousness. Why people come so close to each other, affection sharing and all. And that's the time they say, you need to be prepared. That's why the mouth, this thing. Then it was put in also as a hygiene need, etc. So you see that various things that they wanting you to shift yourself. We prefer to have our daily needs based on the actual self-image. Our actual self-image drives our daily needs. So, but that's okay. That daily need is within the confinement of my limited environment at a specific location, etc. The moment I step out of my house, I move into what you call an ideal self-image, or I get conscious about what people think about me, and then I strive what I want people to think about me. So that's the whole journey. So here, what we are trying to give you an idea is that marketeers need to know that what is that the consumer pursuit is all about. His personality is striving for what, and that's how you pitch the product or the solution. Consumer is the extended self. So here there's a second perspective which comes. It's like, I want myself to be extended among the social society. So social society, when I say, here's an example, like a platinum ring. If I give a platinum ring to my wife, then I know that either my ideal social self-image will improve. People will know me as this thing. I may do this for people to know me as something. So that's the one thing. I gave that gift out of love to my wife. So that's my social this thing. People have noticed, and I exchange the ring during our anniversary celebration or whatever, which is out of love. So yeah, many have recognized me. Yeah, he's a very social guy. He's a very lovable guy, etc. But when I keep doing it, when I keep increasing this gift, when I do a shosha around it, etc., when I shout aloud about what I did, etc., during where did I give party, what did we do, how many people were invited, I really. So then I'm trying to do is my actual social or expected social image I'm trying to change. So I'm trying to influence how people look at me. So that's where the extended or actual social self-image comes into picture. There's the fourth quarter. Self-alteration. So between the two set, there is a third concept called self-alteration. So we are still in that self mode. We have not moved towards the brand side. So self as an extended self, consumer as a self, consumer as an extended self, and self-alterations. So within the realm of being self, I have constantly evolved. So over a period, I have gradually improved myself and made it my own this thing. So my way I maintain, say, like hygiene, way I kind of acquired new habits which is now ingrained, so like use of aftershave or use of deo, etc., doing brushing twice, this thing, bathing twice, etc., which I probably was not the case in those early or days, etc. But as you see others around, as you see your peers, as you come to realize through information, etc., I have changed. So my adopted habits which now remains with me is a self alteration that I have done to my actual self. So that also is one important thing. That's where many times you see marketers force you to change your self. So they guide you, okay, must brush twice a day, etc. For them it's a benefit. If you start using brushing twice a day, and if India's population starts brushing twice a day, you can see that toothpaste will get consumed within half the time. Therefore their demand will double. But that's all apart. Yes, I have, through the observations and all, altered myself. So that's how the people alter, and that is the thing that a marketer needs to exploit about. And marketers should be able to compel individual to alter things and make its own and make it related to his actual self. So then you achieve a constant acceptance of that product or the service. So that's where the game is all about.